it's Heather up here at Tactical Response. So I've been doing a couple of like the foraging videos, and I thought that I would do this one. It's about 3 that are super easy to forage. They were the first ones that I felt comfortable going out and looking for. And they are so common, at least here in the southeast, that like I came up here today and I was able to walk outside. The first one, the chickweed, was literally growing at the base of the building outside. The next one we're going to talk about is dandelions. It was in the grassy part next to the building. And purple dead nettle, which was also just right outside of the building. So these are so easy to identify. They grow pretty much anywhere. But real quick, let's talk about where you should pick these and where you should not pick these. So in your backyard's totally fine. The biggest thing I want to point out is I really don't want you guys to go and try to get these off the side of the road. Anything that's growing close to the roadways is going to be a no-go for picking to eat. Water runoff is a thing, and all of the oil and chemicals and the nastiness is going to get in that, and it gets on these that are really close to the side of the road. So I don't want you to try to get those. Be mindful of if it's at the bottom of a hill, be mindful of what's at the top of that hill, right? Like it might not be on the side of the road, but it might be something that at the top of that hill that you're like, oh, that's clearly going to have nastiness up there. It's going to run off, and I don't want to eat that. So just be mindful of where you're picking them from. So let's go ahead and start. So the first one is purple dead nettle. And so I'm going to show you what those look like. You can kind of see the cool part here is it has a square stem, which means it is in the mint family. You can see these are almost like little heart-shaped leaves here, and they come up with these little purple flowers on top. Now, a look-alike out there of purple dead nettle is henbit. What's cool though is henbit is also edible, so if you accidentally mistake it for that, then it's not a big deal. They do look similar, but they're still pretty easy to tell apart. I'm going to show you that picture now so you can kind of see the difference between the two. One of them has way more leaves. It's kind of, the henbit is a little bit more scarce with the leaves. Like I said, they do look similar, but you can definitely tell them apart. So why would you maybe want to eat this, right? Well, one, like it's growing fresh outside. It's literally free food, like it's growing out there anyway. They are invasive, so you can pick as many of them as you want. They're they spread like fire. Like anything in the mint family spreads really quickly. And it's high in vitamins. It's high in vitamin C, iron, but I think the big one was the vitamin C. And so especially in, again, a situation where maybe the grocery stores aren't available, this is something that grows everywhere, and it's so easy to find. It grows all over. Different ways that you can eat it. So I picked some over the weekend. I dehydrated it. I have a dehydrator. If you don't, you can just put them out on like a rack and let them air dry until they're kind of nice and crispy. I'm going to put mine in teas. You can put them in smoothies, soups. You can put them in salads. I like to dehydrate them and use them in my teas just because it's an easy way to do it. But again, like if I picked them fresh, I could go and put them in a salad or a smoothie. Kind of the same way that you would do greens that maybe you don't want to eat. Like people kind of put spinach in their smoothies because they're like, I know I need to eat it, but I don't love the way it tastes or whatever. You can't even tell that they're in there. So that's the first one, and it really does grow everywhere. So the next one, everybody's familiar with this. It's dandelions. So here is the flower we all know, right? These are kind of what the leaves look like. They're kind of puny because, again, I got these off the side of the road. I'm not going to eat these. This is just to kind of show you guys what the leaves look like. Every part of the dandelion is edible, the root, leaves, and the flowers. With the flowers, you can actually make dandelion jelly, which is something that me and the kids are going to be doing this week. People say it tastes like honey. I've never actually made it. This is going to be my first time. The leaves you can throw in, again, salads, smoothies, soups, like you would on a pizza, like just any other way you would eat greens. They're edible. And some people will dig up their roots. So dandelions are a taproot, so they're really long and they dig into the ground. You would probably need like a trowel or something to kind of dig it up. But a lot of people will take it, and there's something called dandelion root coffee that people make. So you clean it up really good, and you can dehydrate it and let it dry, and then, or you could even do it fresh. But once you have it all cleaned, and you cut it up into about like 1/4-inch chunks, and you can bake it in your oven until they turn brown, then you grind that up, and you would make that just like you would like coffee grounds. People do that all the time as well. Again, it's a source of, I believe vitamin K is the big one for this, but it's still vitamin A and vitamin C, some iron. Those are also things that these have. And again, if grocery stores aren't available, I feel like meat is something like you can go fishing, you can kill deer, like that's something that is found. These grow outside. Like, gardens are a thing. I know people grow them, but like this took no effort other than finding them, and it's really easy to find them. So for me, I'm like, that's a win, right? Like, I'm not having to water it. I'm not having to pull up the weeds. Like, these are considered weeds in most people's garden, and they're already there. So the last thing that I'm going to show you is chickweed. So you can kind of look and see what that looks like. It kind of reminds me of almost like a succulent like texture. These don't have it. They haven't bloomed yet, but they'll have like little tiny white flowers. I have taken a picture that I'm going to show you, and they actually have the flowers on them. And so they're really easy to tell apart. They grow in these really big clumps. I found it again in my yard really easily, and then I found them growing out of the side of the building. Chickweed is something that you would only really want to eat fresh. You don't really want to dehydrate it. And again, you would basically put it in salads, smoothies, eat it however you normally would. They're going to give you some of those vitamins, that maybe you wouldn't be able to have otherwise if it was hard to get to the grocery store. And like I said over and over, it's free food that's growing outside that you don't have to worry about. And a lot of people don't even want this in their yard anyway because it makes it look bad, I guess. They want to have like a nice manicured lawn. That's not what my yard looks like. But I know some people that's their jam, which is fine. And you can pick instead of using pesticides and herbicides and trying to get rid of all of it in the yard, you can pick it and you can eat it. And it's free. All it takes is a couple minutes of going outside and picking it. So hopefully I've made you guys feel good. I kind of hope at least one of you will at least go and try one of these and try to eat it. Like I said, dandelion jelly is really easy to make. The kids are kind of excited. I've never had it, and I'm totally making it this week. It's something that you can add into your kitchen, and all it does is cost a few seconds of your day. So hopefully you guys can go and try it. But thanks for watching. Keep an eye out. We're going to have some more foraging videos coming up soon, and thanks for watching.